Well, that calendar year took way too long, but thank God we're done.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are concluding List Season 2020. It has been a wild ride. We took some good with the bad. We had some good times. We had some big laughs. In this video, we will be going over the top 50 albums, the best albums in my opinion from the past year. All the titles will be linked below with any full-length reviews I happen to make on them. Not many restrictions on this list, pretty open to anyone releasing a record within the calendar year of 2020. Obviously, hearing the project in full a few times in order to make a justified explanation, but that's about it. I think we're ready to begin the festivities. At number 50, it is Selena Gomez on Rare. The incredibly mature narrative on this one really enticed me. We had BTS towards the bottom of the best songs list this year. Now BLACKPINK are taking home the honors of 49th on the albums list. Here is their creatively titled album, The Album. 48 is a familiar face for the top albums list. It is Denzel Curry, along with a collaborator this time, Kenny Beats, on the short and compact Unlocked. 47, it is Natalia Lafourcade on Un Canto por Mexico, Volume 1. 46 and 45, we have the debut album by Heaps, What Is Heaps, and the pop-punk record Wake Up Sunshine by All Time Low. Incoming posthumous record release at position 44, it is the Juice WRLD project Legends Never Die. The producers and everyone that had their hand in the making of this handled it respectfully and with grace, always a thing I'm looking for with posthumous albums. Coincidentally, at 43, we have Bad Bunny. He was on the top song list in the same spot yesterday. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Anyways, we have the complete record now in Yo Hago Lo Que Me Deli Gana. 42, it is the redemption and rebound from Ballads 1, in my opinion. This is Joji's Nectar. I've been craving some new music from this group since their last EP in 2018. If you're a fan of Queens of the Stone Age, be sure to spin this Nothing But Thieves record, Moral Panic. Urgency and blistering energy on the guitars all over this thing. It's a good time. Meanwhile, number 40, it is a record that no doubt shrunk on me throughout the year. I still like it. It's still a good record, just not as great compared to Currents, but here is The Slow Rush by Tame Impala. Tick, 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 number 39 is going to The Killers on Imploding the Mirage. Between the Wise Blood and Katie Lang features and the notable Bruce Springsteen homage, Brandon and the band are back. It's safe to say that they are back. Number 38, it is Dedicated Side B, Carly Rae Jepsen. I'll say it time and time again, but most people would be jealous of Carly Rae's B-sides, and if this compilation is good enough to be here, it's saying something. Hang a Star by number 37, we are moving on to the excellent singer-songwriter project Expectations by Katie Pruitt. An easy listening experience on the ears. Definitely throw this one on for a relaxing evening. You'll be pleased with the beautiful vocals and the playing on here. There's plenty of happy songs, Grateful for Love, but my God, Katie is a young and talented artist that should only get more noticed with age. Moving along, the space exploration album of Possession by Joywave is punching in at number 36. Meanwhile, the meme-worthy artist Oliver Tree is here at 35 with his Ugly is Beautiful record. One of the safe picks on my list this year is going to HAIM for their efforts on Women in Music Part 3. Safe in the more conventional or critic sense of the word, as in people enjoy it, not saying that it's a safe record. It's actually pretty far out there with the production at times. Rockin' and stompin' and kicking the door down is AC/DC. My God, I did not expect much from this record, but Power Up is more than just a welcome addition to this album's list. It is all the way up here at 33. Most songs sound the same, but they sure do cover up their age and sound good. They got me fooled. Had I been 15 years younger listening to this album, I think I would have been unsure of how long they've been playing together. 32, it really was a fantastic year for the sister duo of R&B singers, Chloe and Halle. It wasn't like we just had a sister trio in HAIM, but here we are with Ungodly Hour. At 31, it is Kelsey by Kelsey Ballerini, a pop country album that would not happen without Taylor Swift paving the way. It's like Taylor walked so Kelsey could run, but still chocked full with dandy pop songs here. Dandy indeed. This next pick is deserving for Kesha's inclusion on this list. It is High Road. Now, keep in mind she does lay on the vulgarity pretty heavy-handedly here, but what Kesha lacks in kindness and prissiness, she no doubt makes up for with fun songs that are the life of a party. Within the top 30 now, at 29, we have the funky and irresistible Jessie Ware record, What's Your Pleasure? Get one look at the bass lines and you'll be hooked for good, simply boiling it down. Come for the bass, stay for the melody, a great album. 28, Limbo by Aminé. This is a hip-hop beauty, if it weren't for one other, which I can't spoil it yet. Without that upcoming album, I'd be confident in saying Aminé has my pick for hip-hop album of the year. And that's after he really switches it into gear with banger after banger on the back half of Limbo. Up next for number 27, we have the indie folk allure of Shore by Fleet Foxes. Markedly a departure from their normal album process, Shore is much more collaborative. It weaves in brass instrumentation. It makes time for other vocalists. That being said, it's still introspective and well written like any other Fleet Foxes record, and that's always a sign of high quality and in turn why it is on the list. 26 is going to the Canadian singer Allie X for her full-length project Cape God, a stunning album that incorporates collabs with not only Troye Sivan but also Mitski, who I've been desperately craving more from in the future, but for now, Allie X is satisfying with her electro-funk sound. Midway home, now at number 25, we have Taylor Swift's Folklore, and I can already hear the comments being typed down below. Why isn't this higher? Why isn't this in the top 10? A very good, possibly great album still here. The highs are towering. We have Exile, we have August, Illicit Affairs, the list goes on, but some of the other tracks like Mad Woman and Epiphany, I couldn't really care for them. Hopefully a better understanding moving forward as we have the latest addition to this list to slide all the way up to 24. Yes, it is Paul McCartney with McCartney 3. Hands down, the best material that he's written in years. He's having fun while doing it, and he's doing it all alone. He wrote this thing, he produced it, he performed it, all at the prime age of 78. Bringing the age down by many, many years now, we have Miley Cyrus for this next spot with Plastic Hearts. A disco-inspired album that brings out the best in Miley and her collaborators, Dua Lipa, Joan Jett, and heck, even Billy Idol. While Miley has a raspy voice on all these tracks, arguably the raspiest that she's sounded in her career, she still uses it in all the right ways. She pushes all the right buttons, much like Jeff Rosenstock does with his raw energy on No Dream. This album here is a jolt of intense and ruthless anthems. Track after track will turn you into a punk junkie. Nuff said. Number 21, it is one of the best straight rock records I heard this year. Also a new group I was just introduced to. It is Boston Manor on Glue. Remarkably, Boston Manor pull off both clean radio sounds and have some rough around the edge qualities too. Everything is Ordinary is an example of the former and Plasticine Dreams as the latter. Now, critical darling Fetch the Bolt Cutters gets its moment to shine at number 20. Such incredible homemade style instrumentation and production choices. Fantastic songwriting too, although my mom always makes fun of how Fiona just repeats everything over and over. Now, one of my favorite electronic albums of the year comes in at 19. It is Dan Deacon's Mystic Familiar. Between the lightweight and spacey atmosphere and dreamy synths, I can't pick a favorite moment on this record, even if I was held at gunpoint. Okay, maybe a little overstated there, but hopefully you get the point. Now, we already had Idols awarded the Song of the Year with Mr. Motivator, but their record is also a highlight for music in 2020. From the tight-knit chemistry to the ballistic energy that is sure to have you bouncing off the walls, the post-punk group from Bristol bring their A game on Ultra Mono, the 18th spot on the list. Cranking up the glitch and and techno, we are switching to metal. This is Code Orange on Underneath. A lot of the same qualities are seen on Underneath as were on the Idols record, except yes, now we're in the metal playground. Two of the most exciting bands, in my opinion, working today in Code Orange and Idols, and Code Orange inches them out with their album Underneath here. For 16, it's a very versatile record and starting over by country artist Chris Stapleton. It might be misleading to label him as just a country artist because yes, there are soft and easy listening qualities to his music. Look at the song You Should Probably Leave or the title track. But at the flip of a switch, Chris can also add in blues and southern rock elements on Watch You Burn and Arkansas. Also, let's not forget the heartbreak of Cold. Chris really just outdid himself this time. Okay, so I think I'd have to punish you if you didn't get the chance to listen to this next record. It is Punisher by the indie rock sensation Phoebe Bridgers. Honestly, don't worry about being punished. I didn't think much of this record when it first came out, as I didn't really even know what Phoebe was capable of doing after hearing that one Boy Genius EP a couple years back. As I suggest this project, just keep in mind that it's a seasonal kind of listen in my opinion, best suited for the fall, but that closing track, I Know the End, that's welcome any time of the year. A climactic and eye-opening track at that. This next album might not be representative of what's on this project. Pretty scary, but the artist on here is more of a mysterious figure, like a enigma. She is poppy, she writes pop and metal songs that spend a good time exploring the best of both genres. And yes, that doesn't just work on paper, it works in practice too. If you disagree, that's probably the point, as it is Poppy's I Disagree, and that's chiming in at number 14. Hopefully less of an album to disagree with comes up in the 13th spot here. This is Gorillaz, Song Machine Season 1, Strange Times. Interesting rollout with the EPs to this, fantastic collaborations on every single song in my opinion, and a blurring of genres in a more subtle fashion compared to Poppy, so if you didn't enjoy that previous pick, make sure you check out this one. In at number 12 is The Chicks for their marvelous return on Gaslighter, their first new music in 14 years. Whether it's the breakup guidance given on Juliana Calm Down or the political bite to March March, The Chicks, formerly Dixie Chicks, win over their audience thanks in part to Jack Antonoff producing and just a human experience kind of album with divorce. And yes, some people might be distracted by the petty and bitter Tights on My Boat or the narrative at large, but it's definitely an easier pill to swallow when it comes to the tearful and moving closers of Hope It's Something Good and Set Me Free. Now, I've already mentioned a few albums in this video that blend multiple genres like Poppy and Gorillaz, but I don't think I've heard anything quite as seamless and creative as Rina Sawayama's record this year. She is deserving of this spot just shy of the top 10 at number 11, but don't take that for granted. With modern club production met by rock, pop, and dance elements, Sawayama is an artist hard not to admire. Top 10, numero 10. It is one of the very first albums I reviewed in 2020, and it hangs with a heavy heart. It is Mac Miller's Circles. This is easily the best posthumous record I've heard in recent memory. No disrespect to Juice WRLD and how he was on this list earlier, but Circles, this is a must listen. Progressing beyond hip-hop and moving towards R&B and funk, Mac's artistic vision is very much kept intact on this. Shout out to John Bryan for caring and going beyond the minimum to protect the legacy of this man. 26 years young and gone way too soon. Mac Miller, everybody. Now, while this next artist has previously piqued my interest before on the Nashville sound, relatively speaking, it's nowhere near the experience I get on their latest full-length. This is Reunions by Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Timeless alt-country tracks that lean into the rock aesthetics and ideas. Typically the type of country album that I enjoy thoroughly, and this one, no exception there, from the singles to the father-daughter dance of Letting You Go. At number 8, you'd think we'd be going back to their prime of the 2000s, but no. Here is The New Abnormal by The Strokes. Incredible songs, meticulous production from Rick Rubin. As always, that's just a given or what's expected. No doubt, The New Abnormal is The Strokes' best effort over the past couple decades. They really do deserve acclaim and attention in 2020. You can rest easy tonight knowing that The Weeknd has finally arrived and made his mark on the best albums of the year list. Yes, Grammys, one of the best of the year. Thank you very much. At number 7, we have After Hours. I love this album for its film-like setup with its incredibly associated visuals. Their artistic growth of Abel is also off the charts. Blinding Lights is the obvious star power here, but it's complemented by so many good deep cuts in Snow Child, Hardest to Love, Faith. The list goes on, but so does this one. At number 6, it is the brightly colored emo indie pop album Honeymoon by Beach Bunny. Yeah, a bit of an oxymoron there, but this is an artist you won't want to forget, and don't confuse it with Bad Bunny, because Beach Bunny is different. Very different music, but still good and very deserving of the Valentine's release that Honeymoon got. I can bump this album knowing that all I need in the world is to get a pet snail to help me through the hard times. Yeah. For number 5, we have the impressive alternative rock duo I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. This is Razzmatazz, an album that is as fun to play as it is to say. Plenty of contenders for the best songs of 2020 on here. I know I went with Leave Me Alone, but Cluster Hug and Kiss Goodnight are underrated. That sax solo at the end of the title track is also something remarkable. Okay. Number 4, this is my pick for Hip Hop Album of the Year, what I was hinting at earlier in the video. This is RTJ4. Only fitting that it's number 4, right? As the 4th installment in the RTJ series, Killer Mike and LP write some of the most biting social commentary of 2020. Joined by the star-studded cast of Pharrell, Zach De La Rocha, and Mavis Staples, RTJ is an album that plays out like a TV episode, and heck, it's even more topical and in the loop compared to the news of today. Just saying. Switching to number 3, this is a fantastic album put out by Laura Marling. It is entitled Song for Our Daughter. Some of the sweetest and most angelic vocals laid to tape on here. Strong songwriting too, even with the demo at the end of this project. Laura Marling is a true saint, plain and simple. Now, for number 2, the penultimate position on this list, this record was the greatest exercise of collaboration this year, in my opinion. It is Tim Heidecker and Natalie Merring's Fear of Death. Natalie Merring, aka Wise Blood for those keeping track at home. Subtly political, cynical, and critical, Fear of Death is a wide range of things, but each song remains beautiful, sometimes corny, but what's life without those things, right? Nothing. And number 1, drumroll please, even though it's a fairly easy album to guess, it is Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. I think I might have given this one away a few times throughout the year, maybe spoiled it a time or two to friends. What Future Nostalgia is, though, it's not only a brilliant album, it is from an artist that truly did a full 180. Someone who had a so-so debut to something like Future Nostalgia. It's hard to believe sometimes. The dedication to the sounds of disco, to the stunning visuals on this record, this is by far the most complete and enjoyable experience I had listening to an album in 2020. And watch out, yeah, Dua Lipa is a female alpha. Do not mess with her. And with that, we are done. The top 50 albums, and that wraps up list season. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, you're the real deal. And I have to thank you all for any time that you put into this channel this year. True North Reviews would be nothing without people watching it. It would be pretty sad if I just did it all the time and just watched myself. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough. I'm looking forward to 2021. I hope you guys have a safe and happy new year. And that's it. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, leave all those comments down below as you guys usually do. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching and have a rockin' day.